This is CNN Breaking News.
All right, welcome to The Lead. I'm John Berman in for Jake today, and we begin this hour with breaking news in our politics lead. President Trump has watched his approval ratings tick downward since he took office until now. A new CNN poll releasing right now shows that number is edging back up, with 40% of Americans now saying they approve of the job that the president is doing. Now, by any normal historical measurement, that is not a good number, but it is better. And largely because a healthy majority, 64% of voters, approve of how the president responded to the hurricanes that slammed into the southern U.S. coastline this month. Meanwhile, here in New York at the United Nations today, the president confronting another challenge, North Korea's nuclear program. After threatening to destroy the country, today the president tacked back towards diplomacy, promising to level increased sanctions. CNN senior White House correspondent Jeff Zeleny joins me now live right here in New York. And Jeff, our polling all shows that the country anxious about the threat from North Korea.
It does indeed, John. Half of all Americans now say they believe there is an immediate threat for North Korea. That is a significant increase from only a few months ago. But as the president signed that executive order earlier today, it is one sign diplomacy is still an option, despite what many saw as saber rattling earlier this week. Trump is backing up his brinksmanship toward North Korea with new economic sanctions, trying to cripple the regime's nuclear program.
Our new executive order will cut off sources of revenue that fund North Korea's efforts to develop the deadliest weapons known to humankind.
2 days after threatening to wipe the isolated nation off the map,
we will have no choice but to totally destroy North Korea.
The U.S. presented a unified front with South Korea and Japan by announcing new sanctions to financially squeeze and further isolate North Korea from the outside world.
Foreign banks will face a clear choice: do business with the United States or facilitate trade with the lawless regime in North Korea.
Chinese President Xi Jinping also reportedly ordering Chinese banks to stop conducting business with North Korea, a move Mr. Trump hailed today.
I want to just say and thank President Xi of China for the very bold move he made today. That was a somewhat unexpected move, and we appreciate it.
While it's unlikely a new round of sanctions will persuade Kim Jong-un to rethink his nuclear ambitions, the moves are a sign the U.S. and its allies are searching for diplomatic and economic solutions, not only military ones. A new CNN poll today shows that half of Americans now say North Korea poses an immediate threat, up from 37% in April. That comes after months of missile launches on the Korean peninsula and saber rattling here in the U.S.
Rocket Man is on a suicide mission for himself and for his regime.
The poll also found that nearly 6 in 10 favor military action if diplomacy or economic sanctions don't work. Overall, 41% approve of how Mr. Trump is handling North Korea, while 50% do not, essentially unchanged from last month. Mr. Trump was all smiles today during a meeting with the South Korea president, who called the North Korea nuclear program deplorable.
I'm very happy that you used the word deplorable. I was very interested in that word.
That word, which Hillary Clinton once used to describe his supporters, became a soundtrack of his campaign.
Welcome to all of you deplorables.
Today, Mr. Trump was happy to relive those moments.
That's been a very lucky word for me and many millions of people.
Now, President Trump has now wrapped up a week-long series of meetings with world leaders here at the UN. He, of course, is taking some pleasure at that 40% approval rating, considering what it was. But, John, there is one other Trump that has a higher approval rating. That's Melania Trump. Our poll shows she has a 44% approval rating.
We should know. Again, 40% not good by historical standards, but
Trump standards, not bad.
Better, and he'll take that. Jeff Zeleny, always great to see you in person today. An extra special treat.